ladies and gentlemen, let's begin in order to catch up the program. And without any other delay, I will invite to our round table Mr. Lawrence Bacco, Advisor of the ICT to the Minister of Innovation and Public Administration. Mr. Bacco, please, first chair with you. Mrs. Irena Maloli, Director for Electronic and Postal Communication and Integration. Mrs. Maloli, please, come with us. Next to Mr. Bacco. Thank you for coming. Mr. Genji Gamsarai, CTO of Vodafone. Nice to meet you. Please. Mr. Ilir Duka, Radio Transmission Engineer Department Manager from AMSE. Mr. Duka, let's see you again. Mr. Frank Serbs, Enterprise Group Leader of Cloud Development of Cisco. Oh, HP, sorry. Please. that's why you keep your flag. Ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. Ivan Zaklanovic, Technical Director, SP Southeastern Europe from Cisco. Right now, please. Nice to meet you. HP, Cisco, okay. And last but not least, Athanasios Karandasis, Area Manager for Adtran, representing the hardware of the system, fiber optics. Thank you all for coming, and for your patience, and for your passion, maybe. So, this round table, sorry. This roundtable is, its scope is to take a look about the plan, progress, and process that states at the edge of the roundtable, companies, operators, IT, and telecom, try to bring broadband, network broadband, and service to every business and citizens in Albania. This is a tricky business, I must admit. So I begin with you, Mr. Bacco, representing the state. What are the main directions that Albanian government work in order to achieve digital evolution, and how can you manage to bridge the digital divide that we spot between rural and urban areas?
First, thank you for inviting me to this forum. Thank you for organizing this together.
Can you pump up the volume for Mr. Bacco, please?
The government of Albania has so far worked in three main directions. First, in aiding and promoting electronic services for citizens, business, and administration. Increase the transparency and improvement of public administration services according to the Open Government Pact initiative, and second, in using the ICT for the purpose of education in order to transcend the digital gap and empower the youth. Policies will be oriented toward the improvement and expansion of human capacities in order to increase the number of customers and to promote the development of these services and providers. And third, in consolidating the digital infrastructure that is born in whole territory of the Republic of Albania by strictly respecting the European principles of free and honest competition. And as the first rule, we just approve the digital agenda, and everything is described into the digital agenda that is based, of course, in the digital agenda 2014-2020 of the digital agenda for Europe that has 7 pillars. You know where digital single market, interoperability and standard, fostering security, fostering ultra-fast internet access, research and innovation, enhancing digital literacy and skills and inclusion, and ICT enables benefit for EU society. As a part of the new digital agenda, the main areas of the strategy are oriented towards the application and implementation of the information and communication technology and the internet, which are expected to lead innovative ecosystems as the following: infrastructure development and advanced electronic communication and electronic delivery of efficient services to achieve optimal conditions for improving the quality of life and economic and social development of a country. The government of Albania has an ambitious program to offer, as the minister said in the beginning, to offer till at 2017 300 services, 300 online services for citizens, and all that needs connectivity, because without connectivity, these services cannot be used or can fail. So we support businesses and also government initiatives to promote high capacity connections between government institutions and also for the citizens to block the broadband connection.
Thank you very much. I have proceeded to you, Mrs. Maloli, with a similar question. Since your agency is a state coordinator for ICT initiatives, what are the main programs that you have in your agenda? And does the Albanian state has any funding plans of these initiatives?
Thank you. National Agency on Information Society in this room is established on 2007, and since 2008 we work, this agency worked to build up the information society and government services in Albania in cooperation with all other institutions. What is mentioned here is that recently we have a new strategy document, digital agenda strategy, which was approved on first effort this year, and the main directions for e-government services development in mid-term and long-term is outlined in this strategy document. But our agency was focused during the 2 last years is connectivity and interoperability of all systems in public institutions. Regarding the second question about the funding possibilities, the strategy has an action plan with all activities and project costed, and some of these activities and projects are ongoing and coming from the state budget. Since the beginning, we have been supported from different donors, and I take this opportunity to give thanks to all these institutions that help us during these processes, like USA, European, the IPA Fund, UNDP, World Bank, and others.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Hanzorai, since broadband, we admit, everybody here, that is a key feature of real digital growth. What are the targets that you aim on in order to increase expansion and usage, especially for business and not only for the citizens?
Thank you for your question. I would like to share some thoughts with you today, mainly towards the future, but having also a few facts on the present. What we have done in the country has been fantastic with the 3G broadband, basically, because we have brought the country. In 3 years and a half, we have managed to have usage which is comparable to the European usage. When the Greek ambassador said earlier today that we have young people here, that is, let's say, very digital. This is really true also with facts. I can say to you
This is
that,
a huge asset for Albania.
and
Young
also
people.
the population is young. So I think we have a bright future for developing the broadband in Albania in terms of service take-up, but in terms of the business model is another issue that we may discuss in detail. So the real facts are that currently, just for the audience, we have 900 megabps for the Android and 1,300 megabps for the iPhones, which is one figure slightly above the European average, and we have achieved this in 3.5 or 3G only. I speak on behalf of Vodafone. Other operators maybe have 2 years and 1 year and a half. But I think the patterns in the market are the same. More or less, we have this using. So, what is the next step? The next step, obviously, is LTE. We are almost there. We got the licenses, and we expect the green light from the regulator to switch on our network. We are almost there. And I believe we will go in that direction side by side with other European countries. And we will have the same challenges of European countries. Let me share some challenges. What will be the challenge we will have? First of all, we saw figures in the past from different vendors. But I should say that the industry predicts a compound annual growth rate between 30 and 50% of data. Annually. That means in 10 years from now, we'll see 15 times, 30 times internet growth versus the figures that we have today. So the question is how we will manage this demand for capacity. And obviously the first thing that crosses our minds is spectrum. We have mentioned earlier, we have made big progress with the regulator. I take the opportunity to thank the regulator and the ministry for concluding the sale of the spectrum that was not used. Now, let's say from 30 megahertz, we have achieved 60, 70 megahertz, which is a good asset for managing the demand in the next 3-4 years. But we need to keep the pace, because to sustain 15, 30 times traffic growth, we need to work side by side with all stakeholders, the regulators and the ministry, to monitor how the story of the spectrum will evolve. Today, iPhones offer 700 megahertz that will be opened shortly. Apart from the digital dividend, 700 megahertz will be available soon. 1400 is another candidate. We will need to see also the combination of the FTTH and TDD, which is the reality now in the Asia Pacific, will enter in that direction also in Albania. So these are the things that we need to work as an industry in order to manage the future ahead of us. What is the second challenge? For me, the second challenge is the key question of the industry that not only us here do in Albania, but in other European countries, they do it normally. We will be managing 3 networks. Soon it will be the third network in Albania, 2G, 3G, 4G. Which network will switch off first, 2G or 3G? This could be a way forward to manage the capacity, shift the spectrum, and also achieving excellence in our operation. Can we sustain in Albania to keep 3 networks live for 15 years, 20 years? Shall we leave it, let's say, to the customers to decide, or can we help in that process to accelerate shifting from one network to the other? This is a key question, I think, of the industry, and maybe with our marketing colleagues we can influence somehow. Even if we don't influence it here, we'll see the shift naturally going from voice traffic from 2G to 3G and data traffic from 3G to 4G. But this will help to manage the demand and improve the spectrum efficiency. So I think this is the second challenge, and I believe this is mostly related with the operators and not with the regulator. Spectrum is related with the regulator. Here we need to work closely and see what is, let's say, the breaking point that we need to subsidize maybe terminals and shift capacity towards LTE, having in mind that voice over LTE is a reality now. So we can shift data and voice both to LTE. And I should say the third challenge, the big challenge is that how you deploy the network of the future. Now, if you see on the rooftops, we have 3 boxes for 900, 3 boxes for 1800, 3 boxes for 2.1, So when we have new plans, then we'll have multiple boxes. Is it manageable? From the city regulation point of view, from the EMF point of view, we need to think how we can shape the industry together with the vendors here present in this room and make it viable. So we can build it, the networks on the future safely and trying to also to have an eye on operational excellence. Of course, there are solutions like microcells which will have an impact on our model because we'll shift more CapEx towards OpEx, but this is seems the way forward. We'll be deploying more small cells and more fiber. Totally will be needed. Since more fiber will be needed, then I think maybe it's chance that we don't do mistakes from the past. We built 4 towers in the past. Maybe we have to question ourselves as operators, shall we build again 5 fibers to the side, 4 fibers to the side, or 1 fiber? So this is another challenge on how we deploy networks in the future. And last but not least is how we monetize from the data that we want to discuss. But this is question mark for the future, for the audience, for all of us, basically, in order to make it sustainable also in the value.
I have the temptation to ask you a simple question. Capacity or coverage?
Look, we built the 3G layer in 3 years and a half, almost matching the 2G layer. Very soon. I believe the competition will send us to the 3G layer in a few years. The capacity obviously is the answer.
I told you before in Tirana, you have a coverage, but you need the capacity, baby. On rural areas, you don't have the coverage. So what's your business priority?
We do have the coverage now. Then I stage now, but we for 3G we do have coverage.
Okay, I return.
And I think in 3-4 years we will have also coverage for it. This is my gut feeling, but the fact proves that we are already 90% of 2G coverage with 3G coverage. So I believe the capacity will be the key issues. And when we speak of key areas, or we'll speak later on, we cannot say that the people in the rural areas will ask for less capacity.
Okay, next year we speak about capacity. Mr. Duka, because we must run it fast. The same question is broadband is a key feature. What are the targets and expansion programs for Amazon?
Okay, thank you for the invitation first. Okay, without likely to mention the same things that Mr. told us and spoke about, because we have the same challenges indeed. I would like to focus in which are our plans as this operator in this country, okay, towards the digital agenda 2020. Okay, just being not only key player in the country, but being part of large groups such as DT Group in Europe. Of course, we have a very well aligned strategy towards completing all the obligations of this big initiative that all Europe is following, the Digital Agenda 2020. Which clearly specifies that it should be assured 100 not less than 100 megabit in crowded high and dense urban areas, and not less than 30 megabit in rural areas. So, and all our plans and all our investment has been oriented towards this. I am referring to the same investment that we have done in spectrum with the latest auctions held by the authority, and we now assure to have enough spectrum to launch broadband technologies such as LTE. Okay, starting first, of course, within urban areas with LTE 1800, where we have at least 10 megahertz, which can assure speeds of over 75 megabits per second in downlink, but also with improvement technologies 250 megabits per second. We also got 2.6 spectrum 2.6 gigahertz, 20 meg, which again, applying the urban areas, can achieve easily since the very beginning 100 megabits per second in downlink, which is very close to the target that this digital agenda is imposing to us. But will not left without consideration rural areas, and we're seeing the new development that we have in spectrum regarding the dividend 1 or dividend 2 spectrum boundaries, acquiring the necessary spectrum then to offer at least 30 megabits per second in rural areas. Having developed 3G network, as Mr. Nazarai told, we are present in our country. At least 85% of the territory is covered by our 3G network, and we are doing its expansion to at least 42 megabits per second in all the layer and all the footprint of it, and also using the opportunity to use based on the traffic increasing and demands using the third carrier, and possibly to get also the fourth carrier. So we'll not stop in investing in 3G. From the other side, we have started also modernization of our network, which will bring the latest equipment to avoid such issues and challenges that Mr. Zai told us regarding many boxes for many frequency layers on the same site. Getting these edge equipments with our vendor, for many years Nokia, will assure to small footprint and to create that flexibility that business will require in terms of capacity, assignment of this capacity to the end user. So these are the plans and the activities that we are performing and will perform. It's just a start, at least regarding LTE and modernization, and will follow in coming years. And I think that we'll be very close to meet this obligation of digital agenda. Albania is not a big country. So the footprint of sites is not too big, and we have indeed a huge transport network, at least wireless, because our company is based on almost 100% in wireless connectivities. We can reach and can support backhaul such speeds even in rural areas with microwave technology. But always we'll keep an eye also in fixed part, and coming years maybe we'll see AMC also being fixed operating.
So we are prepared, and you are prepared for the next spectrum refarming maybe. So let's pass. If you notice, at this roundtable is a major breakthrough. We have IT ventures. That means the consolidation of the market on the level of services. It's ready to emerge. So, Mr. Serge, once upon a time, telecommunication and information companies have their own strategy paths. Now they meet, probably under the cloud. So what's your feeling for cloud service adoption here in Albania and in the region?
Hello, welcome everybody. I see actually a very good development here in Albania, and if I wanted just to add to the speakers before, for IT in general, it's important to have, of course, connectivity. So overall infrastructure, if we look at ICT, overall you can separate it into 4 areas. One is compute, one is store, one is connect, and one is consume. And to do, you need to connect, of course, between consume, store, and compute everywhere. So
Not be confused.
So the computers, for example, with the available connections now and with the available bandwidth, changed dramatically because it's not anymore local. It doesn't need to be local. I still remind when I was speaking 5 to 10 years ago, telling IT managers, you need to provide IT like you provide electricity out of the plug. Now, with the network, we overcome this electricity because we don't need a plug. We can deliver connectivity without a plug. Yeah? This is something which was not there at that time, and this connectivity generated also new applications, new possibilities. But the most important fact is, I believe, you should separate two. One, the private or commercial consumer usage, where I would say that connectivity is a social thing already. It's a discrimination if you do not make a consumer able to connect. This is how we, at least, and I'm coming from another small country in Austria, how we would see it. It's a discrimination. Therefore, with us, the regulator is actually the most challenged one, and in EU we have a lot of other regulations on top. But the regulator need to manage that at least this discrimination is as low as possible, and we have the coverage to consume the services. On the other side, if we switch over to business, this communication possibility brings twofold possibilities to us. So not only one direction. Many of us, and I heard in many of the, how to say, speeches as well, more the consume area. But it's an opportunity in the opposite direction as well, as being the compute or being the service area, delivering the service. Because with these technologies, you can deliver a service from your location, here in Albania somewhere, also across the globe. You should not see only that you need the connection to connect to, I don't know, Google, Amazon or somebody else. You may want to have a connection, a good connection, to produce services which you can sell within or outside of Albania as well. And where you can also actively, how to say, participate on the market, because the market worldwide is not limited anymore with the borders, even if it's outside EU or inside EU. On the internet there are no borders. No borders for services, no borders for information, and no borders for business.
And speaking about no borders, a common question for you and Mr. Aklanovich: are you willing to make synergies with telecom providers in order to give them the opportunity to embed cloud services in their portfolio?
From our side, I can say yes, because we have special program for telecom.
And if are they willing to? What's your feedback?
Yes, not everywhere already. Some of them are in the early stages because there is a big paradigm shift necessary for many of them as well, selling other services than their own produced services. Because in a cloud environment, you need to sell services, other services, which you may not produce yourself.
You can give it as a white label. Services as a white label to the telecom providers. And also, Mr. Zaklanovich, the same question: are you willing, or are you facing problems to make synergies with telecom providers?
First of all, from my side, thank you for the invitation. I would say that this whole ICT enablement of service providers has this kind of history behind, right? And I think even 10 years ago, the focus was really how to become integrated, so that you can add the value-added services to your business. And then after that, I think a lot of service providers try to become a big public cloud provider, like doing what open-source providers are doing today. And I think that all these things made certain success, but obviously didn't return back to what was expected. And I think that the huge change with cloud comes also from the technology perspective, because suddenly, even if you forget about the ICT part and capabilities of integrator, their own infrastructure is becoming more and more virtual. So all the network elements that they had in the network are now migrated to the cloud. So basically, for them, this is becoming a natural environment for the service providers. And then us as the vendors who are playing, I would say, on both sides, we are here to support that project. And I think the main question is not about adoption in Albania. because I think all of us will be quite surprised how many people, consumers, businesses, are already using cloud services. And mostly they are using big public cloud providers, and mostly they are using SaaS, software as a service. And I would say probably more than 50% today in Albania are using this service. So the main question is how we develop and how we further develop these products together with our partners from the service provider side. And I think that we as a company, we have a strategic view on that point, because we believe that connecting these different clouds will build environment which will actually make even better environment for every other group that we were discussing, including the growth and the usage of growth. So I would say the big focus within the Cisco is, of course, building the private cloud, helping through the partners to sell our offer, integrating this with the consumer services, but also connecting clouds, enabling service providers to do this new innovative business model in a different way than what they did before.
Thank you very much. I had a temptation to make more questions, but the time is running, so I'll pass to Mr. Karanassis. Mr. Karanassis, it's known that fiber optics are now the most effective connection means. But we need to have in mind that it's difficult to expect a massive change of copper infrastructure and replacing them with fiber optics. What do you have any suggestion about some conjunction of the two elements?
First of all, thank you for having me here to share ATLA's vision on next generation networks. Regarding the access and the question between copper and fiber, I think it is increasingly accepted that FTTH, meaning fiber implementation, have not given us the fruits that we expected to collect. And
was overestimated or
yes,
bad estimated?
I think that some factors for the implementation of pure fiber networks were underestimated, and mainly these factors were cost that is required to bring fiber up to the user's home, but mainly time. We have seen delays. The past projects have shown that we had delays due to various factors, access to permit access for the building, appointments with the subscribers that needed to give us access to the home, and this has been verified in every single project of FTTH implementation. Actually, very recently in Europe, in European Union, we celebrated a milestone of 15 million homes connected to fiber.
Like that.
This is a great achievement. It took 10 years of huge investment, huge effort. But if I give you another information, I think this will make it less impressive. This is only representing 7% of the total homes in the European Union.
So they're only the seed.
So if we continue with this pace, then it is estimated that in most of the European countries, it will not be possible to have even parity between copper and fiber until before the end of the century. So we have to change something for sure. So, and we have to understand that projects like the Emirates, where money is not an issue, or unique scale economies like in some countries in Asia, yes, are not the case, are only the exception that confirm the rule, and the rule is that telecom operators need to, are business organization, they are accountable to investors, and investors expect fast return on investment. So they have to find a way to overcome these hurdles I was talking about. And this way is innovation, and actually innovation on copper, if we are talking about fixed access.
So you mean to evolve copper in order to meet fiber optics?
This has already started. Actually, we have seen in Europe and in other countries, VDSL vectoring is a big deployment. But now the next step is GFAST. GFAST is a new standard. It was only standardized last year. This year we expect to see projects starting implemented in Europe and in other countries. GFAST allows the service provider to offer a high speed, even going very close to the target speed of 1 gig, without the need to connect fiber all the way until the subscriber home. And this eliminates the problems that I was telling you before. Cost, because you have to dig less, but most important, time, delays. So time to market is, GFAST brings advantages to the service operators to offer the service with the appropriate time to market.
Thank you very much. The time is running. I keep the last question for you, dear Mr. Bacco, dear Mrs. Maloney. Mr. Bacco, do you have settled any milestones and real milestones as intermediate KPIs for your projects?
Yes, without milestones we cannot go figuring out our way with milestones, and we prove 6 strategies regarding the execution of the digital agenda, and for that every move is decided and is translated to an effective time and reflected to an effective budget, and this way is prevented to monitor step by step and divided in each institution, that each ministry and in each directory in the ministries should monitor and report the results of everything that is written in the digital agenda.
Thank you very much. Ms. Maloney, it's your turn. Any milestones, any KPIs, any numbers maybe?
Okay. As you mentioned, major actions are already defined, and what is important for us is to continue the work we have already done. And during the first session, we heard a lot about the connectivity and its importance in order to have maximizing the benefits of ICT, and we have done already more than 200 institutions connected with our government radio network. We have more than about 20 systems interoperable with each other, and the number of e-services in place increased since 2013 from 6 electronic services to more than 40, and we aim to have more than 80 by the end of this year. We have PDI infrastructure in place and cloud computing operations since 2013, and the process is ongoing. And if we consider what are the challenges in front of us, I will mention, for example, closer cooperation, more synergy between projects, and our role as a main institution related with information society and e-government is to take care to maximize the benefits for all ICT projects in place, with clear objectives, clear leadership, with high-skilled people working on it.
Thank you very much. We have the willing, we have the partners, IT and telecom, we have the means. So let's move and let's see. Next year, the World Economic Forum Network Readiness Index, Albania will be in a better place, better and better. Thank you very much all. Excuse me for your rush of time, but now we pass to our next session. Thank you very much.